Hey guys, today I'm playing some more Cities Skylines Mass Transit, and well, it's the same as usual. We have city to build, rivers to dig, dumb shit to talk about, so yeah. Alright, we need shops, and these people need land value. Too few services. Oh, I could give you cops. There you go, have some cops. You need medicine? We need... Oh, that's a Fratelli's song. It's stuck on my head. You got fire service, but you know, don't be a dick. And then... There we go. You don't need water for police. They don't need water. You know, they're fine. They're robots. We have robot police in our city. That would be way better, you know? Couldn't have any, is that robot racist? Actually, you can. Like a bunch of... right into the hard topics. I was going to say robot police might not have the potential racism problem. Not that police are racist, but I'm sure there are some people in the police force who are racist just by numbers, and yeah. But I was going to say robots, not racist, but apparently robots are going to be pretty racist because of the way they're built, because they... I don't know, I've gotten exactly the point, but basically I saw this article about someone was developing an AI for facial recognition that would determine your race. You know, when you look at things like China, what they use their AI cameras for, it's for looking at everyone. And, I mean, it's pretty... I mean, especially in countries that are very, very backwards, it might not be great to have cameras that could just pick out people of a certain race where they are. Because, you know, I just feel like that I might have some problems. I feel like, you know, governments might abuse that power. So yeah, anyway, yeah, racist AIs, and apparently some of them are, I don't know, learning things, I don't know the specifics, but some AIs are learning things, like, I think I saw something that was like, they relate people of color more likely to be criminals? I don't know, that might not be something, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I read something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's something like that. And, yeah, so be careful with your AIs. Don't make them racist, because when the robots come, when they take over, we want them to kill us all, not just the black people or the white people. Yeah, I mean, maybe make them a bit racist if I'm thinking of self-preservation. Make them really, really like English people, and I'll be fine. Well, that was a weird topic that I had surprisingly little detail on, but but yeah, racist robots, it can be a thing. Anyway, stuff's looking good. My voice has gone weird, and yeah. Hey Tape, what's been pissing you off for the last few days? Oh, you know, Windows Fast Boot. First topic other than racist robots. So, for the last few days, I've been turning on my computer, you know, like I do every day. And recently, it boots up once, and then just doesn't go into Windows. It tries to, and then just stops. And then I boot it up again, and then it really slowly manages to get into Windows. And I was like, damn, my computer's dying, or maybe I have that Russian router virus. I was freaking out. I was, you know, I don't know what to think. But I figured out the problem this morning. I was like, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's Windows Fast Boot. So, Windows 10 and I think Windows 8 have this feature called Fast Boot, which boots up your computer faster. Allegedly. It doesn't do this. It boots it up way slower, and also fucks a bunch of hardware, because it doesn't load stuff properly. So basically, Windows, in quotes, Fast Boot, was booting up my computer not just slower, like painfully slow, but also twice! Fuck you, Windows! Windows is bullshit. I really, it'd be great if open source worked better and I could just use Linux all the time, but obviously you need to put in a lot of money to make things work for like video games and shit, so yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm thinking? Now, most of my ideas are perfect, and I think this one is going to be perfect too. Boom! Cut that traffic. Throw it right through that intersection. It'll free up this bit, maybe. Except no, it won't, because that's not the right road. Anyway, yeah, that's my first rant over, but Windows 10 is a pile of shit. Windows 7 was fine. It was the best of the Windows. It was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine. Yeah. Should all just become Linux people. This isn't actually going to help, is it? No, Peter, it's not. You just created another intersection. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. That seems dumb. Anyway. Alright. Yeah. Oh, well. Stuck with Windows for now, though, because that's where all the games are. Although, probably not Red Dead Redemption 2. That game looks amazing because it's Red Dead Redemption, and Rockstar basically doesn't make bad games ever. When have they made a bad game? I can't think of one. And some people might say GTA 4 isn't okay, but that is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it has so much more soul than GTA 5. I know it was just a city, but it was a big city. When you drive around Los Santos in GTA 5, it's a big city, and it's a massive map. Because obviously, you know, you drive around the city and then you can go out into the desert. But the city doesn't feel anywhere near as big as Liberty City. Liberty City was a big city, and it was gritty and horrible, and if you fought someone, it went on for ages. You couldn't just punch someone once and they'd die. You had to have a fist fight, and you better have brought a knife, because they might have friends, and sometimes you just get randomly attacked by an AK-47, by a guy with an AK-47, but it wasn't in like a specific place you go to have a fight. It would just happen. You'd fire your gun on the street in a bad neighborhood, and some fucking Russian guy with a Kalashnikov would come at you, and it was insane. That was the best game, best GTA game. Oh, well, okay, I was gonna say Red Dead Redemption 2 looks good, so I might buy myself a PlayStation when I have money, but then I went on a whole thing about how GTA 4 is the best GTA! I really like gritty realism, and GTA 5 I love, it's a fantastic game, but it doesn't have that just horrible, gritty, terrible, oh god, this is the worst place in the world realism that I really like, you know? That's what I want. That's what I want out of a game. Just it to be horrifying. I wanna be emptied out after. I wanna be like, oh god, that was too much. You know? That's what I like. I had that feeling the other day, actually. I watched 7 for the first time. I know, I should have watched it earlier, but I didn't, because I don't think it was on anything, and I don't know. Anyway. But I've been trying to watch every movie ever recently in the time I have not working. And oh my god, 7 was fucking real. I think this might be another one of Tape reviews a film that's not old enough to be a vintage review, but not new enough to be relevant. Fuck yeah. Tape reviews. 7, hardcore, not what I thought it would be. For some reason thought it would have 7 people in it. Wasn't about that. It was kind of about the 7 deadly sins. That's not a spoiler, it's pretty much right away. Won't spoil it, just, yeah, 7. Good film. But at the end I was like, fuck! Jesus Christ! It's a lot. It's a lot of a film. It's oh my god. And Kevin Spacey, Jesus, I didn't realize it was him because he was so thin, you know, because you know he was young once. Wonder if that was the kind of time when he was messing with children. Yeah, it's weird that Kevin Spacey's in so much stuff, and it's like, oh, you're a really good actor, but oh my god, it's really hard to look at you and not be angry. But yeah, it was really good. It was better than I even thought it would be, and it was really gritty. It was, oh, that's a real film, and oh my god. Yeah, you should watch it if you haven't watched it. Yeah, and I've been watching like all the films. I watched The Dark Knight again last night, which is so amazing. That every time I watch it, it gets better. It's because the first time you watch it, you're like, whoa, the Joker's cool, and then Batman gets cooler, and it's all... I love that film. You know, it's got its flaws, and I'm going to talk about them because I noticed like 50 more. But, oh, it's just so good. The story's good, the characters are good, the relationship between Batman, Gordon, and whomever is really good. Dent. Oh, it's good shit. And, yeah, although I did notice a few things. Firstly, mostly about Batman getting into Hong Kong. How did Batman get into Hong Kong? So, Batman has to go to Hong Kong to get the Chinese guy. Hong Kong's part of China, isn't it? Yeah, the Chinese guy. Don't want to be accidentally racist. Anyway, yeah, so he sneaks into Hong Kong to get the Chinese accountant so that they can take the mob down for money laundering and all that shit. And what he does is he sneaks in on a plane, and then he sneaks out on a plane using like a skylift. I know you've probably seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but that's a refresh. My question is, how the hell did he get secretly get an aircraft into Chinese airspace without it being shot down? Like, oh my god, how the fuck? They're not stealth planes. The first one is just like this shitty seaplane, and he does go secretly to get there. So, I guess he just lands way off in international waters, then swims to Hong Kong, which seems unlikely. That would have been shot down. And then, the Skyhook plane picks him up, and it's just another plane. It's not a stealth plane, it's not anything, it's just a propeller plane that gets not just into Chinese Hong Kong airspace, but like low down, like close to the fucking skyscrapers. That would be shot down like fuck. There's no way Batman got into Hong Kong. So that's pretty dumb. Also, another dumb thing that happened in Hong Kong. Yeah, okay, so one of the way he gets out of, so he has to sneak into the skyscraper, get Lau or whatever his name is, and pull him out. And what he does is he breaks in by kicking in the window and then sets a bunch of explosive charges with like this gun that shoots explosive charges to blow up the window so that he can get out and be picked up by the plane. But he does this from like way across the street, from like at least 300 meters away, with this like gas-powered gun that fires these gel explosives. And I really don't think that he could be as accurate as he would need to be with that weapon from that distance. I think that is goddamn ridiculous. Maybe I'm reading too much into Batman films, and obviously it doesn't spoil it. It's like, well, obviously Batman has the newest tech. He has the best tech. But it's still a bit like, what the fuck are you talking about? That couldn't happen. So yeah, few things. I think everything else probably is already covered, but is forgiven because it's such a good film. Oh my god. Like, I always forget just how good the Joker, like, he is so good. You know what's annoying? They're making a Joker film. Obviously it's gonna be the, what's his name? Fucking Jared Leto. It's gonna be his Joker, so he wasn't actually a very good Joker in Suicide Squad. Also, you can't have a Joker film. Like, it can't just be about the Joker. The Joker only works in antithesis to Batman. Like, it's not like he could just be doing his own thing. He would be a terrible, even Heath Ledger's Joker would be a terrible main character. He has to just be in opposition to someone. He exists as a reflection of Batman. So, you can't, maybe the Joker film will have Batman in it, but then it should just be a Batman film. He should be a side character. There's this mistake a lot of film people make when they're making films, where the most popular character in a film will be a side character, and then they'll try and make him the main character. And this happened mostly, most notably, in the Pirates of the Caribbean. So the Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, the Black Pearl, is one of my favorite films of all time, and I think one of the best modern films, and a really brilliant attempt at actually making a pirate film. It's not easy to make a pirate film, because you have to make them both likable, but believably terrible. And you can't make them like actual pirates, because they'd be believably terrible, but if you made a bunch of rapists, then you're not really going to be able to root for a bunch of rapists. And you can't make them, you know, fanciful, swashbuckling sailors, because then they're not pirates. So, you gotta make him kind of crazy, and I think, Johnny Depp's portrayal of that was really good. I think he made the perfect pirate character that could be done on screen. Anyway, but in the first film, he was a side character to Will and Elizabeth, and he was kind of perfect in that position because he's a wild card by like definition. He is the wildest of cards, and and he's just perfect as that. But when you've put him at the center of the story, it just doesn't quite work, because you kind of don't want to be following him all the time. You don't really want to be rooting for him. You want to be wondering what he's going to do, because his whole thing is that he's crazy and a wild card. So if you just make it like, oh, we're gonna follow Jack, it just doesn't work. And that's why the subsequent films were nowhere near as good as the first Pirates film, because it should have centered around, you know, like main characters like Will and Kate, and he was just playing his own game. And that's why that didn't work. So they shouldn't make a Joker film, it'll be terrible. Oh my god, ow. Sorry, just had to have some water. I think I burped and then my whole, like, insides exploded because I suppress it, because, oh, I don't know why. Oh my god, I think I died. Oh my god. Well, I'll be fine. I'll make it to the end of the video. We got 25 minutes left. Anyway, yeah, so that was, what was I talking about? Yeah, Jared Leto, not a good Joker. Also, Joker, not a good main character. It's just bad filmmaking. But obviously, you know, it'll probably make some decent money. Like, the DC movies do fine. I haven't seen any of them. No, none of them. The last Batman film I watched was The Dark Knight. Actually, The Dark Knight Rises, I guess, was the latest one. And that's a decent film. It's got some flaws, but Bane is... Tom Hardy is so amazing that I think he can't be in a bad film. Like, he's just a... Because that would have been an objectively not particularly good film. And it does have pacing issues and weird issues where the aspect ratio changes. And it's just not great. But oh my god, Bane is amazing. Like, Tom Hardy is, I think, my favorite actor because he can just act totally with his eyes and nothing else. And that's quite a hard skill, but I guess it works on screen. Anyway, yeah, that was my review of all the movies. They're all really kind of old. But yeah, no, I think that, I don't know, DC will do fine making money, but I don't know. It's just because everyone wanted a cinematic universe. That was such a weird thing that came out of Marvel, is not the massive amount of superhero films. That's obvious, like, you make a load of successful films, people are going to copy it, but oh my god. Stop talking. Okay, thank you. Alright, but the weird thing is that everyone wanted a cinematic universe after that. Like, the Mummy films tried to get a cinematic universe, the DC films tried to rush it by being like, we're doing fucking Justice League right now. You know what's weird? The Justice League movie has already come out. Did anyone know? Like, did anyone notice that the Justice League movie came out? I fucking didn't. Like, I was like, oh, I wonder when that's coming out. That might be interesting. And it came out like a year ago. Like, oh my fucking Christ. Justice League came out. Oh, anyway, what was I saying? Something about shit. Yeah, why does everything need a cinematic universe now? Like, Marvel kind of walked their way into it. Like, you know, they made a bunch of really successful Iron Man films and shit, and then it was like, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna be great. But everyone else was like, alright, we should probably just start at the universe level. It's like, no, you gotta build a universe. Yeah, you fucking idiots, but it's not something that you can do easily, so people just tried to force it. Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of people made a lot of money, but it's really... I don't know, it kind of feels like studio executives don't actually care about making good films. Oh my god, why is this people still talking? I guess official Mars radio isn't really annoying when you're recording something, but I would really wish there was an option just to have the music and not whomever talking about whatever. And, oh my god, a park's on fire. That's actually quite difficult to do, to set a whole park on fire. Is my fire coverage? Yeah, my fire coverage is baller. It's fucking lit, except here, but they're fine. Yeah, Jesus, how do you set a whole park on fire? It's quite difficult. I was looking up the other day while walking around where I live, and I live right near a burned out building. Like, there was just a fire there, and it just burned out. It's pretty fucked up. Like, that's... When you see a burned out building, it's like, oh, I'm in the shitty part of town. And, like, I kind of know that I'm in the shitty... Well, no, it's not the shitty part of town. It's, like, the halfway through being gentrified part of town. There's a bunch of burned out buildings, and then there's a bunch of, like, brunch places and fucking vegan restaurants. So, you know, it's halfway through at this point. But, yeah, I'm bailing before it gets nice. But, yeah, like, when I went to Mexico City, I was staying in quite a nice place. But across from me, there was like a burned out building, and it freaks me out, because like, why is that building burned out? Was it arson? Am I gonna get arsoned? And yeah, I saw that and I was like, fuck. But apparently it was just like a normal fire, just, you know. Oh shit, there's no cops here, so everyone's stealing stuff off the docks. Do you have a bunch of shit? Oh yeah, they got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we're gonna be fine now. This was a good investment on my part, building this giant fucking river, and then this useless river. Yeah, that was good stuff. Oh, anyway. There we go. Perfect. Whew. Well, you got pretty much my whole view on films, so lucky you guys. Do I have any other topics? It was most of my topics today were me yelling about Windows Fast Boot, but oh yeah, I saw it, because I've been following the North Korea Trump thing, and at first I was like, because it's really weird, it's quite a weird situation, and I think North Korea does this a lot, and then it's just like, nah, we're good, and then just goes, but but it's kind of a weird situation, because there's so many fucking ships, we're killing this stuff. I might put another harbour here as well. We can have all the harbours in the world! That's actually not a bad idea, I'm going to do that. Yeah, we just need to get as many goods in here as possible, because look, there's still this problem of not enough shit. Anyway, yeah, so the Trump and North Korea thing. So my initial reaction was, okay, so he yelled at this guy on Twitter a bunch, and then the South Koreans managed to get a deal together. But someone actually pointed out to me a really good point on my live stream. It was like, well, yeah, to you it looks like he's just yelling on Twitter, but to North Korea, it looks like he's making threats. And as much as I really, really kind of don't like Donald Trump, I'm in slightly, like, admiring of his actual handling of the North Korea situation. It seems like he kind of hasn't totally fucked up in, so, like, the big thing recently was Kim Jong-un was like, was saying, because they set up the meeting, and then Kim Jong-un was kind of being a bitch and saying some shit he shouldn't have been saying, you know, just general inflammatory things. And then Donald Trump was like, fine, we won't have a meeting. And then he was like, yo, well, maybe we have a meeting. And then Trump was like, okay, we cool? We want a meeting? And North Korea's like, yeah, we want a meeting. It's like, okay, we'll have a meeting. And then, yeah. So, it feels like he's actually being pretty good at being tough on North Korea. And I mean, you know, I hate to language praise on Donald Trump, but it seems like actually in this, he's doing a pretty good job. And I was thinking about it, because obviously, I'm not a big fan of Mr. Trump, but I was thinking, okay, yeah, so obviously my initial view was, no, it's South Korea, he hasn't done anything. But then I thought, what if it was Obama? What if Obama was in office right now and this was happening? I would just be being like, whoa, look how good Obama is. All you fucking idiots don't think Obama's great. Look how he's solving Korea. And then I was like, well, why didn't you think that about Trump then, Peter? Do you maybe have a bias? And yeah, so it turns out I have kind of a bias. But hey, I caught it. That's something not a lot of people do, but I'm great. But no, I realized yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's this feeling that no one wants to ever let him have any kind of win. Like he could do world peace and we'd be like, oh no, he just, you know, he was just tweeting a lot. He was on the golf course. And it was like, well, maybe those tweets start to mean something to people, you know? Anyway, though, he's starting a trade war with everyone, so fuck him. But still, good job on North Korea, Mr. Trump. President Trump. I've actually started referring to him in my head as President Trump, which kind of freaks me out, because that sounded really weird for a while, but it's been 2 years, and it's probably about time that I accept it. Anyway, yeah, weird thought. But, yeah, I'm trying to be more open-minded about politics, because I found myself, surprise, surprise, as a university student at one of the more liberal universities in London, just, like, just being really, really biased towards the left, and it's tiring, because when you actually just step back and look at it, no one's right, no one's actually better than anyone, everyone's just kind of a dick, and it's like, oh, well then maybe I should just, you know, not actually try really hard to not get annoyed at, you know, in quotes, the other side, and realize that maybe there shouldn't be sides, you know? Or at least more than two. So yeah, anyway, that's my thing. I'm trying to be better at stuff. Yeah, gonna be a more fleshed out person. It's gonna be good. Anyway, yeah. So that's good stuff though. I hope all the North Korea stuff works out. Although, I feel like North Korea pulls this kind of shit quite a lot, so who knows? We'll see. But it could, you know. Maybe the angry tweets, maybe the indirects got through to Kim, and he was like, "Oh fuck, we better not do this. These are some pretty nasty tweets." You know, cyberbullying works, is what we've learned. You know, cyberbullying is the best medicine for world politics. What a weird world we live in. No, like I was saying, I've been getting off Twitter though. I said, like, talked about it last episode, and yeah, this Twitter doesn't really make me happy anymore. And the worst thing about Twitter is kind of the people on Twitter. So it turns out most things suck because of the people. It's like why I don't use Reddit. It's not because the people suck. It's just I do not care what people have to say. Like, I've never been part of a really big online community because it involves a lot of reading people's thoughts. And I mean, people are just kind of annoying. Like, if I wanted to read people's thoughts, I'd read a book, not, you know, a Reddit post. And I'm sure I'm missing out on community, but that's not really a big part of my life. So, anyway. What was I gonna... Yeah, but yeah, one of the things I've obviously not noticed recently, but just noticed over the last, especially 2 years, is Twitter mobs have become unreasonably powerful. Like, whenever a company does anything, or someone at a company does anything that pisses off people, especially on one side of the political fence that rhymes with left, it just seems like there's just this eruption of like bullshit boycotts and just people screaming and getting people fired and taking down companies just because they said something they didn't agree with. And maybe it was something offensive. Like the recent one that got me thinking about this was, I think, like a CrossFit somewhere in America, like this CrossFit place. They were going to do a Pride event, and this guy was like, I don't really want to do a Pride event because I think Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, which, I mean... Yeah, actually, it technically is, so that's probably, if you actually believe in any of that, you should probably, Gay Humility Month. Anyway, that's not really a specific one, and I think the guy said a lot of things which probably were pretty inflammatory, and, you know. But the problem is, Twitter lost their shit. Twitter lost that shit at this guy because it didn't even sound like he didn't like gay people. It actually just sounded like he was a subscriber to the notion that the 7 deadly sins are a thing. And it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe. I probably sound like an asshole, like I'm like very anti-LGBT, but obviously I'm not. But I think it didn't sound like he said anything about gay people. It sounded like he didn't want to... I mean, obviously this was probably just like a veiled attempt not to do an LGBT event in his community, in his gym. Which, you know, pretty shitty. But anyway, the real problem is Twitter went insane and boycotted the gym, and now that gym's closed down. And now that guy is out of a job, and a bunch of other people are out of a job because he cancelled an event. Because... Well, maybe because he was homophobic, maybe just because he genuinely doesn't like the idea of any kind of pride, because it is one of the 7 deadly sins. But, you know, I mean, whatever. But, yeah, this happens all over the place. It isn't just people on the left wing, although the left wing of politics has become somewhat more rabid in recent years. Yeah, it's not great. It's why I was like, oh, it's one of the reasons I was like, oh, turns out no one's right. Turns out everyone's an asshole, because Twitter is, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Like, like, I know Twitter distills the worst people. It's not like normal people who are probably, you know, on like, the left is the best way and the right is the worst, or vice versa. But yeah, anyway, it makes you just not want to identify as anything even remotely related to these people. But anyway, yeah, so the real problem, though, is that now Twitter can just eviscerate companies because people get slightly mad when people have views they disagree with. Some of them are much less soundingly cut and dry than this specific one. But yeah, I think it's like a kind of a... People just need to chill the fuck out. Like, you don't have to just constantly be looking for something to be angry about and trying to destroy things because you don't agree with something someone's saying, or because it seems like someone's ignorant of something, because it takes a little while for people to get on board with new ideas, and we're moving fast these days, so maybe give people a second, you know? Like, because it just seems like if anyone says anything even slightly not PC, people just lose their shit, and oh, Jesus, it's fucking frustrating and infuriating and tiring. That's the real thing. It's goddamn tiring, and yeah. So, yeah. So I'm distancing myself from there being actual people on my internet. I just want there to be information, and you know, I get enough people from the YouTubes, and I like people who comment on my YouTube videos. They seem to not be assholes. I really just, it's all about not reading the comments on Twitter posts. That'll rile you up. Sometimes I'll see a post from someone, I'll be like, oh, the responses to this are going to be great. And then I go on and I get very angry because it's like, oh, all of you people are so ignorant. It's like, well, stop clicking it, Peter. Stop looking at it. And that is why I took Twitter off my phone. Yeah, well, anyway. Yeah. But people will always just, you know, want to be angry and want vengeance, you know, want vengeance because someone said something that made them upset, and now everything's fucked. You know, if tomorrow someone was like, hey, do you want to go to Mars forever? There's gonna be like 8 people there, and you're gonna have to build the city. I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? I'd leave Earth right now. You know, it's just very tiring. I'd much prefer to go and live in like a tribal, you know, more of a tribal kind of place on Mars. I'm thinking that'd be good. If I could take a computer loaded with a bunch of shit and an internet connection for Googling things, you know, I'd just go to Mars and it'd be fine. You know, it'd be fine. Just would never have to think about anything. We could just have mob justice law all the time. We'd just come up with like a way better system. Mars would be perfect. Everything would be great. Because, you know, you just send like 50 people there and then it's great. Although then more people would move in and it would just turn into another country. So that's pretty lame. No way you can escape people, turns out. Okay, different thing. If it was like that film where they put a guy in a Gemini capsule and send him away for like 100 years, I'd do that. No, I'm joking. I probably wouldn't totally leave Earth and everyone behind. But I'm starting to think Mars might be good. Just like a good time delay, you know? Just 40-minute time delay. Might be better, you know? It would just make it harder to read Twitter comments. I think it'd be good. Anyway. But for now, we're stuck on Earth. Although, you know, maybe not for much longer. Seems like SpaceX is doing well. They might be doing 2 more Falcon Heavy launches this year, which will be cool. I'm looking forward to that. Falcon Heavy launch was amazing. Like, oh my god. I watched it with my girlfriend and we were both just like screaming the whole time. What's above your head? What? Oh, right. Game hall, cool. Yeah, it was, oh, dude, that was a crazy evening. It was like impactful. It was probably as like breathtaking as the first time I saw one of the boosters land. I remember that because it was Christmas and I was home, so I was watching it on my laptop upstairs alone. And when I saw it come down, I was just like shaking and really fucking celebrating. Even may have chanted USA a bit with people. It always sounds a bit dumb when people do the USA thing, but you know, I got a little caught up and maybe, you know, I was like, okay, let's start. You know, I guess maybe I could chant USA right now. But, yeah. You know what, I think this could benefit from this. Just like a little thing like that. Yeah, just an off-road. Fairly complainy episode today. Sorry, but I got slightly close to something political and it all just fell apart. I'm sure you can probably perceive my exhaustion of it all from, well, from my exhausted talk of it. Anyway, no more of that boring shit. We got 11 people coming in. Fuck yeah. Whoa, you're talking over me. Get out of here. There really should be a setting for that where I could just have the music. Ugh, I don't know. City's looking good though. It's getting close to being pretty done. It's probably good to put shops here because it's right near the docks. So we can just put ship stuff right in. I think that's probably a good thing. Alright. Yeah. Oh, it's weird when the music turns off. It's all way too quiet. I still really like this neighborhood. I think this looks quite good because it was kind of put like this shape out of necessity. And it's good because everything else... Well, it's not a particularly square city. There's a lot of cool shapes to the city. I really like the city, actually. I love the suburbs. I think that worked out well. And the farm looks good. I don't know. It's good. And I think it's close to being somewhere where I could be like, yeah, this is good. We're done here. Because it's episode 53. At some point, this is going to end. It's got to do something else. But I like it. I kind of like it as a podcast. Although maybe maybe when I've done this... You know, no, I don't think I'm ever actually going to do a dedicated podcast. I don't think that's really like me. I think I'll always just have like a series like this, or just my live streams. Like, I think my live streams are good for this kind of thing. Just long-form content lends itself to talking about random stuff. So I don't think I'll ever have a dedicated podcast. But, yeah. Well, anyway. Oh, god damn it. Although, in like a week or so... Fair warning, I do go to Ireland for 7 weeks, so for like 7 weeks there might not be a lot of content. I am doing a little extra recording now, so there will be some stuff, and I will be back most weekends, because I can be, and my girlfriend will be here in our flat, so yeah. But yeah, no, there will be some content, but there won't be much stuff, and Kerbal Rising will probably take a pretty big break. That's actually slowed down a bit recently, because Penguin's been doing his A-levels, which... are difficult, and I have been doing my dissertation, which is difficult, but probably not as time-consuming, I feel like, because it's just one thing. Like, it's very easy to schedule around working on one project. But yeah. But no, that's over now, obviously. I finished university. Will soon be getting my degree, hopefully, unless I failed. But I really don't think I did. Actually, no, I already have a degree. Even if I fail my dissertation, I would still pass my degree. Because I've done fairly well, because, well, I don't know, do something you like, and, yeah, that's my advice for university, just do something you like, even if it isn't something that, like, pays well, like, even if you want to do fine art, and, you know, just do that shit, do the stuff you want to do, yeah. Although, I discovered the simplest life advice ever, which is also the most effective and useful life advice, is, oh my god, just get up before 9. Or get up before 10. Fuck it, get up before 11, and you can get stuff done. Like, during my dissertation, I was like, okay, I can't just keep sleeping in till, you know, midday or later. So, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna read before bed, and I'm gonna get up at 9. And now I sleep properly, and read more. Oh my god, like, I've been a reader my whole life. Like, I've always enjoyed reading. But I've never been very good at dedicating time to it because it's so much easier to play video games. But, I don't know. After a little while of reading consistently, reading gets quicker. And I've been reading a lot more. Like, I've always enjoyed reading, but it's actually, I think, probably my favorite thing to do now. Just, yeah, I don't know, over the last 6 months, I've been reading a lot more. And, yeah, it's like a really big improvement to my life. So, yeah. If you want some life advice from Tape, which you should never take, because Tape's kind of a mess. Okay, yeah, so life advice would be, oh my god, read more. Oh my god, go to bed early. Oh my god, get up early. And, oh my god, become a YouTuber. It makes university so much fucking easier. I wonder how difficult it is to start YouTube now. I mean, I see a lot of really specific, mostly educational actually, channels pop up recently. Because I think educational channels, well, I think they, oh no, I need that. There we go. I think educational channels tend to, if they're really good, tend to gather steam really quickly. But I wonder, like, a gaming channel. Because I've been doing this, you may not know, actually, but I've been doing this for, like, 5 years. I mean, you know, I've never hit the big time. Ooh, god, that drum kick just fucking... it always gets me. Yeah, I've never, like, hit the massive big time, but this is way bigger than I ever thought I would be. Like, my dream of dreams when I started was 5,000 subscribers, and now I'm coming up on 30,000, so, like, you know, I mean, very few people hit the real big time, and actually very few people get where I get. So, I am unbelievably grateful. But, But yeah, I'm interested to know how much harder it is, because when I started, it was still late. Like, all the, you know, big channels that had it sort of easier because there was less stuff around, you know, they'd already gone past. Like, there was just a surplus of content when I started. So I wonder what it's like now, because it's got to be even worse. Like, there's... Because, like, kids now, I think... like, YouTube is, like, one of the most desired jobs among children. And apparently, because my sister's a teacher... Oh, well. She's not teaching right now. She's trained as a teacher, and she taught for a bit, and probably will go back to it. Anyway, but yeah, she's a teacher, and, like... She was asking her students about, like, what celebrities they like, and they were saying shit like Zoella and fucking PewDiePie. It's like, they aren't celebrities, they're YouTubers. But yeah, I guess that's the way it goes now, like, you know. So I guess I'm like a Z-list celebrity in young people terms. I'm cool. No, I'm really not. Oh, yeah, I don't know. What was I gonna... Yeah, so I imagine there's, like, just a lot of people doing it. Yeah, important thing to remember is, like, sometimes like, when I talk to people about it, they're like, oh, maybe I should start that. I could use, like, money and stuff. But if you're going to start it for money, then you're going to fail. Like, I never had any even thinking that I would make any money off this. My first paycheck was, like, $2. It's gotten a little better since then. But, yeah, but no, I never had any expectation that I'd make any money off this. But, well, I did, so lucky me. But yeah, I hear people like starting it with a plan to make money. It's like, no, you're not gonna. Like, there are ways to make money, but you gotta do it because you really, really want to do it. Anyway, yeah, that got a little heavy, but I always forget that this looks like a dick. it's just perfect. Now I should like put a bunch of like trees there, but not up here. And then like a bunch up here. Fucking child. Anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed this. Does my city need anything else? Can you think of anything specific my city needs? Because it's coming to the end. I need to fill up a few places. But I think it's almost done. I'd like to have a completed city, and I'm not going to destroy this one, probably. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope my just general ramblings about how much I hate Twitter people weren't too annoying. Looking back, that may have been just a bit like, oh, shut up. But I hope it wasn't too bad. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been episode 53 of City Skylines Mass Transit. I'll see you next time.